The U.S. government quietly spent millions of dollars investigating UFOs, and then they lied about it.
So that they were trying to shoot these things down. Was the military?
These are not made by human beings.
No. Well, yeah, I think that's a fair assessment based on the capabilities, especially with some of the aircraft that the Navy have seen in recent years are manifesting, right? That you have things that are going hundreds of knots under the water, anti-gravity, instantaneous hypersonic acceleration, that you have basically capability performance without jet propulsion.
Right.
This stuff.
What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to Terry's Theories. This is Terry. You know, every time I watch that news interview, I just say, wow. I've seen it a couple of times, and they're just blatantly saying, hey, yeah, the government's saying UFOs are real. You know, they've been hiding it for 75 years because we didn't want to tell the public what the public already knew, and then they just denied. But, you know, there's proof right there. Let me tell you something, guys. They're drip feeding us, slowly drip feeding us little bits of information because there's going to be a big reveal. You know, I think it's going to be soon. They're going to be talking about, yeah, the stimulus package, and then, oh, by the way, aliens are real, and, you know, here's one right here. That's how it's going to go. Mark my words. All right, so I got several videos for you guys today. The first one takes place in Florida. You know, I don't have any information where I got the video. I'll leave the link, but did not leave any information about the video as in where it is. But this lady has spotted what looks like to be a planet-sized object next to the sun. Check this out. Tell me what you think. Leave me a comment. Is it a camera glare? Is it not? She says she's seen it without her camera and brought her camera up to record it. Here we go. Take a look.
Okay, so here I am out here in September, and as you can see, there's obviously a really very clear planet that is right north of the sun. And wow, I would love to say it was the moon, but since the moon happens to be right here on the opposite side, there's no way it is. And since we all have been taught in school that Mercury and Venus do not show up, oh, just look at that planet just beaming and shining right now. Somebody tell me what it is. Thank you.
So which one of you guys know the answer to what this is? So we can say we know what it's not. We know it's not the moon. Now, the sun may have something to do with a reflection. You can see the clouds pass over it, so that rules out a camera malfunction. Plus, she said, you know, she could see it with her eyes, or indicated that she could. Could it be Nibiru? Did the ninth planet just show up on our doorstep? If so, what happened to it? You know, I'm just kidding. Could it be the reflection off of shooting off a ship? Could it be an orb or a sphere? I've done so many videos on spheres and orbs here lately. You know, they keep showing up. Here's another one, the biggest one I've ever seen. Tell me what you think, guys. Let's talk about it. Yet another great example of the Nikon P900. And since I'm showing this, I might as well go into thank you for donating to the camera fund for those guys that have. And if you wish to donate to the camera fund, hey man, the link is in the bottom. The channel could really use the camera to produce some great video. Now, the uploader of this video was Photo Hunt. Now, he definitely caught something. Now, he's labeled this, you know, Black Knight satellite. You know, I've seen better examples of the Black Knight. Now, I'm not saying that it's not, but to me, I don't feel that it is. I do feel that he did catch something really amazing. You can see how this object is tumbling and spinning through its orbit. It looks like it's not in a controlled orbit to me. It's just kind of doing its thing as it travels on by. Now, it could be caught in the moon's gravity, which I don't really believe that it has that much. So, you know, I don't know if it's enough to hold it there. But tell me what you think, guys. This is a cool one. Tell me what you believe that we're looking at here. All right, guys, let's move on to the next video. I don't have a lot of info on this video. What I do have is only that it was recorded in California. And before you start saying Chinese lanterns are highly illegal in the state of California due to wildfires. So what do you think that we're looking at? And one thing that I noticed is that this stayed pretty much in a triangular shaped formation or pattern. Are we looking at helicopters? Are we looking at some type of orbs? Tell me what you think, guys. Give me your best guess, so to say. You know, the triangular shaped UFOs, I've always loved them because I guess because of the possibility of them being actually man-made and not a UFO. I mean, even though that they are, you know what I mean. Now, I had a guy once tell me, he said, Terry, we don't call them TR3Bs anymore. We call them triangular shaped UFOs. You know, whatever. I can call them whatever I want. But what do you guys think? Do you think the TR3B or this triangular shaped craft or UFO is homegrown, or do you think that is something, or when I say homegrown, you know, either we came up with it on our own or we did, you know, reverse engineering. You know, this craft obviously will have some kind of anti-gravity reactor. Do you think that we invented this, or do you think that these crafts come from somewhere else? Tell me what you think, guys. All right, guys, so we have a volcano in Mexico City, or close by Mexico City. The name of the volcano is Popocatépetl, and I believe I said that correctly. If I didn't, and you do know how to pronounce it, hey, let me know. Now, we've got a strange light, or craft, that is creeping up the right side of this volcano. It disappears for a second when it gets to the top. I believe that it maybe went behind the volcano, and then it comes to the top of the volcano. It hangs out there for a little bit, and then it takes a 45-degree angle and then travels off screen. Now, this craft appears to be fairly large. You know, at first I was thinking helicopter. You know, it really depends on how far the camera's away from the volcano to really gain an aspect of how large this craft could be. You know, I don't know. Maybe you can tell me that. But what do you think that this object's doing? Are we looking at a traditional craft? I don't know why somebody would go in the middle of the night and travel to the top of a volcano to look into it. Seems kind of risky if you ask me. But you decide. All right, this video is rather long. You guys might want to skip through it, but maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you'll catch something that I missed. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of the video, and then we'll be moving on to our next one.
What is that? That's just sitting there. That. What is that? It's just sitting there. It's not even moving. What is going on? Oh my God. What the hell is that? Do you see that? What the hell?
Now, some of you guys may say, well, Terry, that wasn't a very good UFO. That, you know, it wasn't very exciting. No, I think that's the problem. You know, people are becoming numb to ufology. They're being numb to the sightings because there is a plethora of sightings. And through movies and TV, you know, we're expecting this dramatic display. We're all hoping the next thing is this dramatic display, you know, 100% proof evidence. Holy cow, there's a mothership over New York City, you know, that type of thing. And I don't know if we're ever going to get that. I don't know if we want to get that. But people are becoming numb to the fact that UFO is, you know, 9 times out of 10 not that exciting. But there's still that amazement of what gets it out there, what holds it up, where does it come from? if you could only go to it and touch it, if you could only look at it, if you could only put your hands on it and see what it was. So that's pretty amazing. You know, I heard something, you know, during the Nimitz incident, you know, the U.S. Navy was not the only one that was having contact with these ships. I found out that that Russia was having contact with them, and Russia tried to shoot them down, believe it or not, and they lost 5 pilots, or 5 aircrafts. I'm assuming the pilots went with them. And I didn't know that. Now, that news article I showed the first video, the full article talked about that, but it didn't give a lot of detail. But I thought that was interesting. Guys, we live in a strange world. We live in a world now where a lot of things are possible that wasn't when, you know, our parents were young. We have surged forward tremendously in technology. Just think of, you know, I'm sure you guys, if you're my age, I'm 45, you can remember when we didn't have cell phones. And then look in your hand now at your cell phone compared to what they were when they first came out. And look at the car. You know, 100 years ago, the car was very primitive. And now look what we have. You know, another 100 years from now, there's no telling what we'll be doing. And that makes me think of why we're not on the moon. Why in the world are we not on the moon? Why isn't the moon colonized? You know, there was plans to colonize the moon during the Apollo mission, but after the landing, they got put on hold. Now, I'm sure we all have theories on that. It's just a lot of things that don't add up. You know, the jump in technology. You know, I got a pretty good idea why we had that jump in technology, and I think it all goes back to the Roswell incident. But anyway, guys, I can go on about this for a while. Thank you for watching Terry's Theories. Hey, guys, please don't forget to donate to the Nikon Coolpix P1000 camera fund. It's really going to help out the channel. We have got $78 as of this morning, and hoping that maybe we can donate some more to get the camera for the channel. And I'm currently working on a Patreon channel, or not channel, but I'm working on getting the Patreon going. And I'm not that great with computers and stuff like that. I just kind of have to fumble through it. I'm having a little bit of problems with it, but I'll figure it out. All right, guys, this is Terry with Terry's Theories. Please like and subscribe, my friends, if you haven't already. All right, Terry out.